Welcome to Practical Application of Biotics Research Products. Today we're going to do a short talk on our Butyric CalMeg, one of my all-time favorite nutrients after 30 years in this industry. Let me share some of the details and give you, again, places to apply this product so you know how to use it. So it is part of our GI health protocol, which this protocol, if you don't have it, please request it, is number 3 on the list in one of my most successful protocols for GI health, which is our GI Resolve, our Immuno GGSBI, and then Butyric CalMeg. As you see, we've highlighted it here, Butyric CalMeg, 2 capsules twice per day. It's a source of butyrate, the primary fuel for colonocytes. Take that note. Primary fuel for colonocytes, known to decrease inflammation via NF-kappa B inhibition. So when you think of butyrate, if you're not overly familiar with it, PubMed research, Crohn's, colitis, use it in any inflammatory bowel disease. It is, as I said earlier, an NF-kappa B inhibitor. It also kills off Candida via a hydrogen peroxide pathway. And an interesting piece, as the literature on butyrate is evolving, I saw a podcast using it for mast cell activation, reducing that. And I learned years ago from a brilliant doctor that it decreases ammonia, and ammonia is a neuroexcitatory. So people on very high protein diets or have leaky gut issues, butyrate directly metabolizes ammonia out of the system. So it was used actually in autistic kids, is where this doctor was applying it. He often found they had high ammonia from leaky gut. And there's actually a sleep study on PubMed using butyrate. And in a roundabout way, it was because of the high ammonia being very neuroexcitatory. So our Butyric CalMeg is pretty unique. It supplies tributrin, a butyrate generator in the form of trademarked ingredient called butyrogen. Again, butyrate is the primary fuel for your colonic cells. Butyric acid, as I mentioned, is formed in the healthy colon from dietary fiber and friendly bacteria, 2 items we took out of the diet with antibiotics and McDonald's. Not to be, too direct about it, but the American diet does not supply a lot of fiber, and the go-to of antibiotic use for such a long time has really messed up that microbiome. Many years ago, we used to run a lot of butyrate levels on patients, and you would see low butyrate levels. So low butyrate level was highly indicative of those processes that I listed above. What is tributrin? A highly bioavailable form of butyrate. It has a superior half-life and increases in plasma levels compared to supplementation with sodium butyrate. So the original out there was sodium butyrate. It's a 1-to-1 molecule. Some people say that's the only butyrate to use. I don't agree with that at all because I've used this one in the past. It's very smelly, where the new tributrin is a 3-to-1 molecule, 3 butyrate to a glycerol carrier. So tributrin protects the liver and intestinal barrier from a variety of insults, including ethanol and bacterial toxins. There's so many applications for butyrate. I think if you're doing gut health and you haven't explored the use of butyrate in some of your more difficult cases or not, I know people that use it preventatively because they know the literature is so solid that they'll take one at bedtime. But if you have an inflammatory bowel disease patient that hasn't been responsive, this would be absolutely a go-to nutrient. It overcomes the limitations imposed by short half-life of butyrate, which is huge. Tributrin protects the liver, again, from damage in response to lipopolysaccharides. As we noted, it downregulates NF-kappa B, which is a critical regulator of inflammation. So even in the GI, we have this distension, this inflammation. People who get on butyrate will often reduce some of that inflammatory process and notice that, oh, wow, things have gone down in size. It protects against toxins such as C. difficile toxins. So, here's a common short-chain fatty acid that should be in the colon, producing healthy colon cells. We should be looking for this. We should be addressing this with really what I call, for lack of a better term, a bang for the buck product. It covers so many bases in GI health and then also goes systemic very effectively. So studies of macrophages incubated with Candida, with or without butyrate, yielded some very interesting results. As I mentioned earlier, the presence of butyrate increased phagocytic activity as well as the release of antimicrobial hydrogen peroxide by the macrophages, killing off Candida. It increases or decreases, I apologize, the formation of protective biofilm by Candida as well. So the dose, pretty simple. In the sodium butyrate levels, the other forms of butyrate out there, you need to take a lot of it to have a therapeutic effect. The daily dose here is 2 caps per day. Deliverability to the colon, direct source of butyrate, plus stimulates additional butyrate production. 1 a day is a maintenance, 2 a day is therapeutic value. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of where to apply this product.